2016, 2026. Do you remember 2016? This was the year that I played a lot of Pokemon Go and my closet was filled with Adidas, bomber jackets, and chokers. I also had Frank Ocean and Rihanna on repeat. During this time, my makeup skills weren't very good and I was absolutely obsessed with following trends. But I also love this version of me because I wasn't afraid to be myself. Believe it or not, I did make videos and these videos would get like 300 views, but I posted them as if they had a million. You know, I'm really proud of how far I've come. And it's crazy to say that it's been 10 years since I've done my makeup like this. And since then, I have bought a lot of new products. So I'm very curious to know if old makeup is going to be better or if it's just the nostalgia that I'm feeling. So in this video, I'm going back to 2016 to find the answers and test if my makeup skills have actually improved. I'm also going to be choosing one winner for each category to decide if 2016 or 2026 was the best year for makeup. It is not 2016 without a choker. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my old chokers, but I do have a piece of string. Whoa, this is actually kind of crazy. Luckily, I made a video in 2017 documenting my Instagram makeup. Yeah, I called it How to Do Instagram Makeup. Get ready with me. So let's see what I use. So on the 2016 side, I will be using ABH Dip Brow just because it's iconic. Now the issue with my technique from 2016 was that I was using a really dark brow pencil. People recommend like 2 shades lighter. I recommend like 3 to 4 shades lighter, especially if you have really dark hair like mine, because then it's less blocky and it's also more forgiving. So I have the dip brow in the shade Soft Brown. And just to be historically accurate, I did fill in this side with a lot. There are no spaces, there are no gaps. It is not forgiving. Yeah, I don't think this looks good. I would not leave the house with these eyebrows. On the other eyebrow, I'm going to fill in the sparse areas very lightly with a super skinny brow tint pen. I'm using very light strokes and flicking it to look like hair, and I'm not coloring in the blocks. I want some gaps and some spacing for it to look natural. So will I go back to 2016 eyebrows? Personally, the answer is no. So I'm gonna have to give the winning point to 2026. Weirdly enough, I still have my 2016 playlist. I have a playlist that's called, oh my god, this is kind of cringy. The playlist is called It's Lit. I can't even say that out loud. The songs in here include Rihanna, Drake, Controlla. I wouldn't listen to Drake now. Maybe 2016 Drake I would still listen to. Chance the Rapper. This is when I discovered a lot of rap in general, which is kind of funny. Kanye West, Famous. Oh my gosh. A lot of this music I would not listen to right now. Now apparently I didn't wear primer in this video, but I'm still gonna do a primer comparison because blurring primers were a huge thing. So the one that I have here that I vividly remember is the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur. And a very similar one is the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. You guys have seen this in so many videos. Let me just zoom in to see what it looks like on my pores. Ooh, actually, it is as silicone-y as I remember, and it's actually blurring my pores. I did not expect it to blur my pores like this. Oh my! Before we jump to conclusions, let's use my favorite one. It's not squirting out, so I'm just gonna use my fingers. I may have to swallow my pride if this is not as good as Smashbox. So here's the thing, I find them both to be equally blurring, but the textures are slightly different. The Hourglass one initially has more of a wet, hydrating feel, and then once it sets on the skin, it mattifies the skin, and then it has more of that blurring finish. But the Smashbox is just straight up matte and blurring right away. I will not be able to make a decision until we put foundation on both sides and see how it goes. And like many of you, one of my favorite palettes was from ABH. This is the classic Modern Renaissance, and luckily I actually used this palette in the video. I chose the Patrick Ta matte eyeshadow palette as the 2026 version because it's the most basic and also one of my most used palettes. The thing is, back then I wasn't really good at doing my eyeshadow, so I'm really hoping this turns out okay. Looks like the first shade I went into was Burnt Orange. I forgot how much fallout this has. That was pretty easy. This eyeshadow blends like a dream. Holy moly. So apparently I took the same brush. I didn't switch brushes and went into Relger and I put this all on the outer corner. I'm trusting the process. This better look good. Then I thought it was a good idea to go in with the dark brown Cypress Umber. This is so pigmented. And I just did that. I had a vision. It's actually starting to look good. I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit more. But this is 100% way more eyeshadow than I'm used to wearing. But okay. I'm having an identity crisis already. Whoa, that's 2016 makeup, all right. I'm honestly making up everything as I go. I said I was making up everything as I go, okay? I don't like the sound of that. I'm scared. I don't like red eyeshadow. It makes me feel like I look sick. I was really going for smoky eye here. The craziest thing is looking back at this video, it looks like I'm barely wearing any eyeshadow, but with my current makeup techniques, I know how to concentrate the color a little bit better. Back then I was really bad at eyeshadow because all I did was like blend away the product, especially with a very powdery eyeshadow. I was blending that ish away and it basically wasn't on my eyes. Now my technique is very much pack it on, then blend. And as you can tell, the looks are very different. I thought it was a great idea to put a very dark color all over the lid, even though I have all of this color already. I see why I liked this color. This is a really pretty color. Reminds me of MAC Pearl eyeshadows. So here is the 2016 eyeshadow. I know some of y'all are gonna try to be nice and leave a very kind comment, and I don't think it looks bad, but it's not something I would wear today, that's for sure. I just realized that one of my favorite movies came out in 2016, Zootopia. If you know, you know. I haven't watched the second one yet. Maybe this weekend I will go see it, but I love that movie. Me Before You had also released in 2016. I watched this movie several times. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. La La Land. And it was also the year that Deadpool, Moana, Suicide Squad, Captain America, and Doctor Strange released. And that's only a few movies that I'm mentioning because there are so many more in this list. I feel like that's too good to be true though, because do that many movies release in a year? Okay, so for my current makeup routine, I take this middle shade right here, which is a medium warm tone orange color. Wait, that kind of reminds me of Burnt Sienna from the ABH palette. Y'all, they're literally the same color. Then I take the darker middle gray color and just apply it on the outer corners just to deepen it up. For a modern day eyeshadow look, I'm going for more of a cat eye. Then I really like to go in with a pencil brush and the dark brown chocolate shade, create like a fake thick wing and smudge that and blend it out. And instead of a liquid liner, I use pencil liner. Oh no, I made the wing too big. This is not 2016, okay? I'm a little bit more conservative with my winged eyeliners now. And that's literally it. This is why I don't use red eyeshadow. It always irritates my eyes. It's brought back some bad memories. You guys are not gonna like this because it's not the answer you probably want to hear, but I am only voting based upon the eyeshadow look I have on me right now. And the 2026 eyeshadow is just gonna have to win. It is more practical, I would wear it more often, and this is making my eyes itch. Unfortunately for this video, 2026 is going to win, but I will say I did film a short doing another eyeshadow look with these palettes. I did a cut crease with the ABH palette and I liked it a lot more than this one. And it wouldn't be 2016 without some eyelashes. We're gonna compare these strip lashes to non-glue press-on lashes that are a little bit more individual. Like what do you call these? Chunks? Pieces. Eyelash pieces. Here's the thing though. I'm not very good at putting on eyelashes. Strip lashes in particular. I remember I like cut off 2 ends of it, as long as it doesn't go on the inner corner because it bothers me. You're supposed to put on the glue. I know there are people out there that's like, I still wear strip lashes. Girly, not me. This is just not the vibe. And then we would just like wait, blow on it. Pray for the best. Let's see. Oh. Everybody quiet. I need to focus. Oh no. I didn't put enough glue on the ends. This always happens. It's always the damn ends. That looks great. That looks crazy. All right, I'm done with these lashes. I now remember I don't wear strip lashes anymore. I also put a little brightener under the eyes because I just couldn't get over the fact that this eye is so dark. But now to the easy side. Just grab it, put it underneath your lashes. Boom. A lot more control over it. Just press it together. Press it together. Okay, we already know which one's gonna win. 2026. Sorry. I'm not dealing with strip lashes. I don't even like lashes. I kind of wish I didn't even put on lashes. But if I had to choose, these ones are the best. Let's take a quick break from the fiasco that was my eyeshadow and see what was trending in 2016. First of all, if I'm remembering correctly, did One Direction announce their breakup in 2016? I remember this vividly because I wasn't, an obsessed One Direction fan. And in 2016, 2015, kind of that era, I started listening to them more often and I became a fan. And then they announced that they were breaking up. And that was devastating. But that was also the year of chokers, athleisure, an obsession with black and gray. I wore a lot of Adidas. I became a minimalist. I'm no longer a minimalist, but I was a minimalist back then. Bomber jackets, I had a lot of those. And everything was high-waisted skinny jeans. In 2016, we were absolutely obsessed with full coverage, full beat matte makeup. My favorite foundation during that time was the Urban Decay All Nighter, but since then it has been discontinued. So you can't buy it anymore. The closest thing that I currently own to that is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which they actually have recently reformulated. And in 2026, House Labs is a good representation. And in true 2016 fashion, we are going to be using an Old Crusty Dusty Sponge. I have to mix the House Labs foundation because it's not my right shade. Nowadays, we like to use a brush, which is just as good, but I feel like sometimes it can get a little streaky with a wet foundation. Now remember earlier we compared this primer and this primer? Both foundations worked well with these primers, so I guess it's up to me to decide which primer I like better, and I can't decide, so I'm going to put this as a tie. As for 2026 foundation and 2016 foundation, I don't know. You tell me. On camera, matte foundations are obviously always going to look better, but even in person, I definitely think the Estee Lauder wins in this book, and I am very much biased to a matte full coverage foundation, so 2026 is winning in my book. 2016 was also a very significant year for internet trends. Do you remember the mannequin challenge? Bottle flipping was a big thing during that time. Running Man, I think it went like viral on Instagram or something. I'm trying to think, like before TikTok, where did things go viral? I think it was Instagram and Twitter, which is now called X. And apparently Instagram Stories was launched around this time, and there was this whole controversy that Instagram was copying Snapchat because they were. Now, in 2016, we are huge on contour. We wanted a sculpted Kim K face, but in 2026, we were all about the creamy bronze sticks. The problem is I don't have any of the famous powder palettes that a lot of people use in 2016, so I will be using the Fenty Beauty Matchstick, but technically, Fenty didn't launch until 2017, but that's a technicality, so it doesn't matter. Here's the thing though, the Fenty Beauty Matchstick isn't my favorite. It's the wrong color and I just don't like the formula as much as the LYS. The LYS is just thicker and much creamier. So we'll see how this blends out. Okay, not too shabby. You see how it kind of like, it's patchy and also too dark for my skin tone, but we'll fix that. Did I look like 2016? Oh God. I can't believe we did this and we didn't wear bronzer. Or blush. Some people didn't wear blush. I wore blush, okay? And watch how easy this one blends. Yeah, the winner is clear. I would rather go with the LYS bronzer stick than contour in general. This is too much. For concealer, we're comparing the famous Tarte Shape Tape. This is the creamy version. I think it's the wrong one, but we're gonna make do. And the Tower 28 concealer, which is a really popular one right now. But here's the catch. 10 years ago, we used concealer very differently than we do now. Let me show you. I think back then, the makeup artist, ooh, I forgot to blend my nose, okay. The makeup artist back then was Makeup by Mario because Kim Kardashian and just the Kardashians in general were huge in that era. And he had very much an overpainting method. Whole lot of concealer to highlight the skin, and we're gonna let that sit for even more coverage. But now we are very much strategic with how much concealer we apply. We don't apply too much, we apply just enough. The Tower 28 is also pretty full coverage. Do you see the difference? As you can tell, our techniques are significantly different. In 2016, we used to just blend it in with a sponge, paying no mind to if it's gonna crease under the eyes. And listen up, kids, this is why we used to call it beating our face, because we're literally taking the sponge and beating our faces. I can't decide which side I like better. The Tarte Shape Tape Creamy, whatever formula this is, I think it's it's not new, but like it's been out for a while. It's a new version of their Shape Tape. It's a good concealer. And I don't even like Tarte like that. The Tower 28, oddly, is looking a little dry. I think in this round, I'm gonna have to choose 2016. I cannot believe it. In 2026, we are absolutely obsessed with blush. We have blush blindness. We need it to be bright, saturated, orange, red, pink. So it was really difficult for me to choose what blush to include. So instead, I decided to compare my favorite formula right now with a formula from 2016 that I loved also. Okay, final consensus. I like both for their own reasons. This side makes me look younger, fresher, more youthful. This side makes me look sculpted, chiseled, a little bit more serious. I don't know, y'all. It kind of seems like this might become a tie. It's pretty even, but we got a few more steps to go. The most famous powder that I remember from 2016 is Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. Let me know if you are still using this, because I'm very aware that some people did not stray away from this. But for current day viral powders, I would say the Huda Beauty is one of the biggest and most known and used powders. Let's go ahead and get baking with our damp sponge. I can't believe we used to do this. I don't remember if I did this, but I know back then I was putting it straight to my face. I was doing it very improperly. It's actually really smooth though, I'm not gonna lie. My skin looks blurred, I can't deny that. Now let's do the Huda Beauty side, but with a puff. Kind of do the same thing. But the difference is, I don't think we're really baking like this as much as we used to. So I'm gonna wipe this away faster with the little brush. That looks pretty good. But I can't lie to you, like it doesn't look as smooth as Laura Mercier. As much as we make fun of our base in 2016, I really think we were onto something. My final consensus, can you guess? The Huda Beauty powder still looks great, works divine, and this side of my face definitely seems more natural and less flat. The Laura Mercier powder, on the other hand, is giving blurred. It's just filtered like, mask like. I'm not just going to be voting this based on the powder themselves, but I'm gonna vote on how it works with the overall techniques, which means that my personal favorite winning this round is the Laura Mercier. I am so happy to have this back in my life, and I'm kind of sad that I stopped using it. I will definitely have to try my other foundations with this powder to see if it performs better than Huda. Stay tuned, because I am gonna be saving the best for last. Until then, we're gonna compare a glossy lip combo to a matte liquid lipstick combo. So in case you didn't remember, 2016 was the year we had very dry, cracky, matte lips. It was the year that the Kylie Jenner lip kits came out, ColourPop released their liquid lipsticks, Kat Von D and every other brand under the sun decided to release these very dry, long-lasting liquid lipsticks. My favorite color back then, I think, was from Kat Von D called Lolita. Don't know if you remember that. And funny enough, during this time frame, I did get my hands on the Kylie Jenner lip kits and filmed a video about it. Can you believe how crazy people went over those? So unfortunately, I don't have any of those liquid lipsticks, but I do have MAC, and MAC is always going to be nostalgic to me. This lip pencil is in Chestnut, and I have a Powder Kiss liquid lip color, which is semi-close to a liquid lipstick, except less drying. My favorite color from Kylie Jenner, I believe, was like Cocoa Care or something. It was really dark brown. It basically looks like this one. It's crazy to think that if COVID never happened, we might have potentially stayed in this lipstick era. I always wonder what might have changed or stayed the same if COVID didn't happen. And for the other side, I have chosen the classic lip liner stain and Rhode lip balm. I think Rhode is the epitome of 2026 makeup because she kind of started the clean girl vibes. This one, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. I'm sticking with my 2026 Glossy Hydrated Lips, because this, I like a good full lip color, but not this formula. My lips are already peeling off. And of course, it wouldn't be 2016 without the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop. I remember loving this 10 years ago. And the most comparable highlighter to that released recently is the Rare Beauty, and I have the shade in Flaunt. We'll see which one I like better. I used to go ham with this highlighter, okay? Oh my god. That was a lot. And it had to be extreme in order to show up in pictures. I always made sure to put it here so that you could see it. That is blinding in studio lights. I see why the beauty gurus did this now. The thing is, my Rare Beauty highlighter is completely shattered and broken, and I haven't used it in a long time, so I don't even remember if I like it. All right, moment of truth. Is this better than the iconic Champagne Pop? It's already more blinding. I can see why I don't wear this highlighter anymore. This is a tough call because I think the Becca one is slightly a more flattering shade on my skin tone, but it is so hard to tell with the look that I have on right now. But the Rare Beauty kind of blended out more sheer, but it's still very blinding. Can I be honest? I don't like either of them. I think they both significantly enhance my texture, and I would not wear them like this, at least. So unfortunately, they both lose this round. And that is 2016 versus 2026 makeup. Let me know which side you prefer better. But personally for me, with a score of 7 to 5, my winner is 2026. I think practically 2026 just feels like me, looks like me, and 2016 is just a whole different version of myself that I would not want again. That being said, 2016 will always have a special place in my heart, and the biggest thing that I took away from this challenge is that I will continuously use the Modern Renaissance palette because this is still an incredible palette, and I'm bringing back the Laura Mercier powder into my routine.
Going back to 2016 reminded me of how lost I really felt back then, not just with my makeup technique, but with who I was as a person. I remember really struggling mentally, and more than anything, I just wanted to feel a sense of community. So when I think of the phrase bring back 2016, it's not that version of myself I would return to. Back then, trying hard was seen as a good thing, visibly showing that we put in effort, spending an hour doing our makeup, going all out, and caring deeply about something was considered cool. But at some point that changed and everything became cringe. Making things look effortless became more important than the process itself. If my younger self could see me now, I think she would be proud that she never gave up on herself. But I also think she would tell me to care less and never feel bad about putting in effort. Maybe what we truly missed is the confidence to be seen trying.